All right, episode 2. I guess enough of you guys watched it that and I got enough thumbs up and I got enough comments that I was like, all right, I guess people give a shit about what I think of, what I consider to be the greatest show ever on television. So I should have took notes. I didn't because I don't like to be distracted by a fucking thing while I'm watching the show. I literally take my phone and I put it in a different room when it's on. I don't do that with anything else because I don't want even the slightest bit of distraction of any sort. So, this is an episode that, much like the first one, I think anyone who didn't like the first episode is going to dislike this episode too because they'll consider it filler or, nothing happens, or they could have combined episode 1 and 2 into one, cut a bunch of scenes out, and then condensed it all so that we could just get to the stuff. I don't know what the fuck these people are talking about. It's when I listen to the people who are disliking the first episode, and as I said, I'm only going to guess that they're going to think the same of this episode, which I just think is crazy. I really honestly feel like when I look at their comments, I'm wondering if maybe it's been too long. I mean, it's been like a 2-year hiatus, so maybe it's been so long they honestly forgot about these characters to the point where they don't care about them as much as I personally do. Because everything that's happened in episode 1 and 2 is so fucking emotional for me. And it's so, like, I'm so invested in all of these characters that I feel like the chaos is going to start. In episode 3, I would guess the entire episode is going to be what they're looking for and what we're all looking for. It's going to be the battle that's been fucking, promised for the last 7 seasons. Winter is coming. The White Walkers are going to kill us all, whatever. So next episode is going to be the war. We're going to have the Battle of Helm's Deep, Minas Tirith, whatever fucking comparisons you want to make. It very, very much seems similar to Helm's Deep. Everyone's going down into the fucking little caverns under the city, and all the whoever can't fight and every able-bodied man is going to take on this army outside that outnumbers. It's very Helm's Deep, which is a great thing. I mean, obviously, Lord of the Rings is my favorite film, so not a bad comparison. But this is like our send-off for a lot of these characters. You have to remember that in the next episode, especially, I feel like the next episode's going to have a lot of death. Like, a lot of the characters that we've grown to love and know, a lot of them are going to die. I can make some guesses on who I think are pretty much 100% gone. And we've gotten to know these characters for so long that this is nice to see. There's so much that's going to happen that these setups are so necessary. I needed to see Arya and Jon fucking link back up. I wanted to see Arya and the Hound's interactions. I want to see Arya and Gendry. I wanted to see fucking Sansa and Tyrion. They were fucking married. You want to see Theon Greyjoy go after Yara. You want to see Theon and Sansa. You want to see Theon return to fucking, there's so many wonderful things that is going on in here that, as I said, it's almost as if these people have forgotten about the love of these characters that they had maybe originally. Maybe they never had them at all, and they just want to see battles. And it's like, if that's all you want to fucking see, then watch something else. Because there is character development. We're setting things up and we're almost saying goodbye to a lot of these characters. That's kind of what I was getting at before. There's a lot of characters that you just spent a lot of time with. Like Brienne, people are saying, like, I didn't really honestly read them myself. A buddy of mine, Teddy, told me that there's people bitching saying that Brienne's getting knighted was completely pointless. Brienne of Tarth getting fucking knighted was pointless? What show have you been watching that I haven't been watching? Brienne of Tarth deserves to be knighted. This is a huge honor for her. And for her to be knighted by Jaime fucking Lannister, who she's clearly in love with, and for him to accept her like that, and for him to come in after what he did to Bran, and what he did to House Stark, and all that shit, and to be accepted in, because Brienne stands up and fucking vouches for him to Sansa, who she's guarded, and all the history and all the fucking callbacks to all the other episodes, and you're telling me that nothing's happening? Get the fuck out of here. You get to see everything happening with these characters. You get to see them bringing up all sorts of different conversations from the past, all sorts of different connections from the past, all sorts of different interactions, like everything is happening. Everyone's saying their goodbyes. Grey Worm is probably going to die in the next episode. I will be very surprised if he makes it out of there. Tormund, who I love, is probably not going to make it out of the next episode. So you have his, I mean, come on, that comedic interaction with him talking about the giant's milk and sucking it from the tit and drinking the goblet full of milk as it's drying down his beard. That's funny shit. You got the interactions with Arya talking to the Hound. You got Arya losing her fucking virginity to Gendry. And I know people are saying like, oh, that's fucking creepy and this and that because what? He's knew her when she was younger and this and that. This is not... You're talking about a show where fucking brother and sister fuck all the time and you've gotten so used to it that the fact that some like 17 or 18-year-old girl is going to fuck a 20-something-year-old guy and you're like, oh my God, that's crazy. When we're, loving on a fact that an aunt and a nephew are fucking. Like, where are these people's heads? It's so ridiculous. Like Arya doesn't deserve to get laid one last, one time, not even one last time, one time before she's, might gonna die. I don't think she's gonna die, honestly. I think Arya's safe. I think now Jon telling Daenerys is trouble for me. That was the scene that I just didn't expect to happen, but when it did, it spelled nothing but trouble to me. I was like, uh-oh. Now she has a reason to want Jon dead. And because they have their little love thing going on right now, it would be one hell of a twist if she turned on him in a moment, left him to die. I don't think he'll die, but then them having kind of a fight for the throne. I do not expect Winterfell to win this battle. There's no way in one episode they're going to take the White Walkers out. There's no way they fucking set up this army for 7 seasons to be taken out. They have to be a force to be reckoned with. Yes, they already took down the wall and whatnot, but no, this needs to be a massacre. I think Bran is probably dead because, as my buddy Travis pointed out, I think he served his purpose. I don't see really what more Bran can do, so I think he's probably on the chopping block. Other characters that I don't think the Hound has any chance of dying, because if they didn't give us the Hound versus the Mountain, I think we would all be super bummed out about that. That battle absolutely has to happen. I think that they're going to lose terribly, and I think they're going to get pushed back into King's Landing. They're going to have to fall back and maybe be kind of stuck in between, Cersei's army and the White Walkers, and somehow they're going to have to go in there and probably have the White Walkers following behind them, and they're just going to have to accept that they're coming. Cersei's going to have to accept at some point. Jaime maybe will have to talk her out. I don't know. I don't see Jaime dying either, because I feel like he's going to have some interaction with Cersei. If he dies here and they never interact again, that would feel odd. The only other version of that we could see, although it wouldn't really be much of a surprise since we would have seen Jaime die if that was what was to happen, is Arya coming as faced, wearing the face of Jaime and killing her. But that wouldn't really work if she was already dead to our knowledge. So I only see that happening if it's a surprise. But I could be completely wrong on all these things, of course. Samwell, I think he's expendable, but I don't know. I don't know. Are they going to be able to get down there? And if they do, are they going to slaughter like all the innocent down there? Are we going to see, fucking Lady Mormont fighting? The fact that she wants to go into battle is so cool. I love that little chick. Jorah. Oh, Jorah's death would bum me out so hard. But yeah, this is tough, because I do think that this next episode is going to be casualty heavy. I think we're going to lose more main characters than we've ever lost before. More than the Red Wedding, more than fucking anything. I do think it's going to be an absolute slaughterhouse. Like, I think that it's very necessary to drive home how powerful the White Walkers are, what a devastating force they are, and how better to drive that home than by killing like half the cast. Go straight up Avengers Infinity War, man. Have them come in, snap their fingers, and just half the fucking army just laid to waste. I think the whole next episode is going to be one huge battle. Hour and 20 straight minutes of battle. And we're going to see a lot of people fall. I think that Jon and Daenerys, the Hound, Arya, and I don't know. That's about it. I would be surprised if Theon makes it out of it. What do you guys think? What are your guesses on who's going to survive? If they're going to win this battle? I just don't see that happening, but it's possible. Just in one episode. Maybe the next 2 episodes will be the whole battle. That would be big enough then. Because we still got to deal with Cersei, and we still got to deal with freaking Euron Greyjoy's fleet out there and all that. So there's a lot left to cover for sure. I think the White Walkers have to be a much more formidable force than one episode, 1 hour and a half, or 1 hour and 20-minute battle. But yeah, anyway, guys, my favorite scene in this, oh Jesus, I really liked seeing Bran knighted. I mean, I just thought that was such a great moment for the show. And yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah. So glad to see Arya having so much interactions. There's so many great connections. As I said, if you didn't like this episode and you didn't like the last one, maybe you need a refresher course on the first 7 seasons, because I don't understand what you're not seeing. It's fucking lovely. And I very much look forward to the next episode. So let me know what you guys thought about this episode, who you think's going to die, predictions. It would be fucked up. Wouldn't it be wild if Dany turns on Jon and leaves him for dead, thinking like he's going to, because she sees him as a threat to the throne now. I did find it kind of funny. I mean, this show is very incestuous, but I found it very funny that when she found out, his lineage and whatnot, not even for 1 second did it even cross her mind like, oh, I just fucked my nephew. Like, who cares? Who gives a shit? It's fucking, wait, you think, and I get her point when she's like, oh, so your best friend and your brother are the only people who know this, and you're going to try to tell me this right now? And it's like, oh, well, I know it to be true. And it's like, dude, you're going to need a little more than that. There's no like 23andMe DNA testing or anything at that time. So all you got is a book. I got a fucking dragon that burns books. Okay, so I'm going on the throne. I just feel like this is such an easily, I've said this in the last one, but I feel like this is such an easily reconcilable thing, because Jon keeps that secret, marries Daenerys, they're king and queen. Problem solved. It's very simple. So I don't really see, and even if, like, I guess she has it in her head she wants to sit on the throne versus him, but even if, she would still marry him and she'd still be queen and he'd still be king, but he'd be ruler. So she wants to be the ruler. But yeah, just keep it a secret, I guess, and just marry her, and then you're both king and queen. Like, I don't know. This doesn't seem like that big of a conflict to me, since they are in love and they would probably get married and be together anyway. I think he will impregnate her, though. She can't bear children, but I think he's going to be able to bear children with her. We'll see what all happens. Let me know what you guys think. All right, I'm done rambling. As I said, I should have took notes. I probably forgot other things that I would love to have talked about, but very exciting. Very exciting. See you guys next week.